you didn't need, but you wanted me. Maybe I was wrong, even once wasn't anything. So if we had another chance, I would never let you steal my lips. Bring me back to life.
These are the 1995 to 96 Novabus RTSs, the 6th order of RTSs and the 2nd largest fleet of RTSs for New York City Transit. Their fleet numbers range from 8750 to 9349, with 8750 to 8751 being 1995 prototypes and 8752 to 9349 being 1996 models. So, without further ado, we're gonna hit the list of depots that received New York City Transit's 6th order of RTSs. This is gonna be quite a list, so here we go. So 8750 to 8806 were delivered to Manhattanville Depot, while 8807 to 8854 were delivered to the Walnut Depot, which was closed in 1998. 8855 to 8898 were delivered to Gun Hill Depot, while 8899 to 8924 were delivered to East New York Depot. Now 8925 to 9024 were first sent to Atlanta for the Summer Olympics and were used as shuttle buses. And when they returned to New York City Transit, this is what happened. 8925 to 8938 were also delivered to East New York Depot, while 8939 to 8978 were delivered to Jamaica Depot. 8979 to 9024 were delivered to Manhattanville Depot. Man, talk about the majority of the fleet right there. But anyways, 9025 to 9028 were delivered to Manhattanville Depot, while 9029 to 9073 were delivered to 126th Street Depot, then were transferred and scattered between East New York Depot, Flatbush Depot, Jamaica Depot, and Ulmer Park Depot. 9074 to 9110 were delivered to Ulmer Park Depot, while 9111 to 9139 were delivered to Mother Clara Hale Depot, which was closed for rehabilitation in 2008 and reopened in 2015, replacing 126th Street Depot. 9140 to 9182 were delivered to Fresh Pond Depot, while 9183 to 9228 were delivered to 126th Street Depot, which was closed in 2015. 9229 to 9249 were delivered to Gun Hill Depot, while 9250 to 9284 were delivered to Yukon Depot. 9285 to 9344 were delivered to Ulmer Park Depot, and last but not least, 9345 to 9349 were delivered to Jamaica Depot. In later years, many of these RTSs were scattered throughout the city. Now moving on to the specs. So these were known as the 2nd largest order of RTSs for New York City Transit since the very first order of GMC RTSs in 1981 and 82. So these RTSs are pretty much different than the 1993 to 94 TMC RTSs and the remanufactured GMC RTSs. But unlike the 1993 to 94 TMC RTSs or the remanufactured GMC RTSs from 1996, these were delivered with the brand new labels and logos, otherwise known as New York City Bus, and they were also delivered with brand new illuminator destination signs, as seen in this photo of 8750. These particular RTSs originally came with the 2x2 VR50 American seating, while some came with the 2x2 Suburban seating for express routes. These RTSs also came with a black trimming and Alcoa rims, which in my opinion makes them look extremely beautiful. But unfortunately, they had the doors painted in white and they had the Alcoa rims removed. Oh, and before I forget, we were supposed to receive one more RTS for the fleet, but unfortunately, it didn't make it to the order. So it stuck with Novabus and was used as a demo. It first ended up going to the Toronto Transit Commission and was numbered as 1000. Eventually, the demo itself became a success, as it later returned to Novabus. Then it was later sold to a company in Quebec, Canada, known as St. Augustine Transit, and was renumbered as 9593. Then it was later retired in 2009. However, it is unknown if 9593 still survives or if it's scrapped. Now moving on to the powertrain. So 8750 to 9139 along with 9150 to 9349 signify the use of the Detroit Diesel Series 50 engine with the Allison V731 transmission. Together, they sound like this. (9140 to 9149 are pretty unique units because those signify the use of the Cummins M11E engine with the Allison V731 transmission. Together, they sound like this. So, as for these RTSs, well, for starters, they're okay, they're a decent fleet, but nowhere as good as the remanufactured GMC RTSs and the 1993-94 TMC RTSs, with the exception of a few nitpicks from drivers, passengers, and transit fans. But hey, what do you expect? Now, I'm not the only one doing this review. Here are some thoughts and opinions about these RTSs by my two good friends, Clayson and Lewis, aka Mr. Amazing. Take it away, you guys.
So this is my contribution for Sonic's review of the 1996 Novabus RTSs. So I rode these RTSs on the B46. I rode 8899 on the B46, and that bus sounded excellent. The way it drove was awesome, and I was enjoying myself on that bus. I grew up seeing these on East New York routes, mainly in Brooklyn on the B17 for example, but I would mainly see these 1996 RTSs in Queens on the Q35 and from LaGuardia Depot on the Q23. So as we know, these are the MTA's most ordered RTSs, I believe, if I'm right, and these units served the MTA very well. Now, minus the fact that LaGuardia Depot had one bus catch on fire, 9317, which I think is the only 1996 RTS to catch on fire. I could be wrong, I'm not sure. But apart from that, these served the city well. They went through a lot. I remember back in 2008, a lot of these RTS from New York City Transit went to MTA bus to do some replacement work for some MTA bus company depots, and that trend will continue on for a few more years. Like a few RTSs from Manhattanville even and East New York would also go to LaGuardia and JFK, those depots, and it was always nice to see that. The very last 1996 Novabus RTS I ever saw was 8999, and that was on the B82 before that bus retired. And yeah, seeing those are great. I don't really have much to say on these. Of course, LaGuardia Depot was the last depot to retire these back in January 2019, with 9302, 9307, and 9348 being the final 3 units to retire. And yeah, they ended the legacy there. Now we have one unit as a Metrocar bus, 8797, and I also remember one of these units went to the NYPD, which was 9207, which is no longer with the NYPD. Somebody else has it now. And yeah, so that's all I have to say about these RTSs. These are great buses. They serve the MTA very well. And with that, I'll take it back to Sonic.
Hey everybody, this is Luis Farino, aka Mr. Amazing here. So today I'm contributing to Sonic 57053's 1995 to 1996 Novabus RTS review. Just like the old times, I remember that Sonic 57053 and New York Bus Guy and I used to make this review for Sonic's channel. Good times. But now let's get into it. I remember I rode 9348 on the Q101. And the ride was alright. I liked the ride, but it was the traffic ruined it. Ruined the nice experience of the ride. But it's okay. So I should be grateful, which I am, that I rode my first 1996 Novabus RTS. So better than nothing, I suppose. Now let's jump forward to October 29th, 2018, when I rode my first Q49 ride. It was 9347 on the Q49, which the ride was short, pretty good, but it has a lot of people. I guess they want to go somewhere towards Jackson Heights. So, and my God, I love the Detroit Diesel Series 50 engine. Now this is the engine best suited for the RTSs. Well, from 93 to 99. Well, from the 81s to the 91. Well, Series 6V92 engine is best for them. But it's my opinion. So, on December 4th, 2018, I tried to cash 9348 on the K102, and I did. But I'm at the last stop on the Q102. Not Roosevelt Island, but Queens Plaza. Because the Q102 goes to Queens Plaza for like rush hours. Well, at least according to this bus here. And on December 10th, 2018, I caught the same bus, same route again, to Queens Plaza. And the ride was pretty good. I love it. Now I got to get off at Queens Plaza. So the driver makes the best out of it, but traffic once again for like, you know, between like 39th Avenue to Queens Plaza. Well, I remember riding 9347 on Q49 again. The ride was pretty good. The driver was good. And this is one of the times I love LaGuardia Depot with. They take care of the 1996 Novabus RTS very well. And they did a pretty good job with it. They're the only ones left after JFK retired them. After JFK retired theirs in 1995 to 1996 Novabus RTSs. They did a pretty good job. And I rode my last 1996 Novabus RTS. It was 9348 on the K102. But this time, I'm going to 38th Avenue, 31st Street. The bus is going to 38th Avenue, 31st Street too. And the ride was pretty good. And let's just say I will miss those 1986 Novabus RTSs. Overall, what do I think of it? Well, the 1995 to 1996 Novabus RTSs are my favorite RTSs ever. The 1999 Novabus RTSs are my second favorites. And the 1997 to 1998 Novabus RTSs are my third favorites, despite the fact that I grew up with them when there were Yukon depots at the time. So, I'm going to get this review back to Sonic 57053. But before I go, here's a takeoff and an air starter. So Sonic, back to you.
When I first rode on these RTSs back when I was living between Jamaica and Hillside, I'll always remember them running on the Hillside routes between 165th Street and 187th Street. Man, those were the days. But the best part was back in 2016 when my mother picked me and my brother up from summer camp and we were riding on the Q47. The driver hauled some serious ass on that RTS, and this was from LaGuardia Depot, by the way. Man, I will never forget that moment in my entire life. As you can see here, a good number of these RTSs were then given the white back, while some remained with the original black back scheme up until the very end. By 2016, most of these RTSs started to slowly leave the property, and by 2019, every single last one of them were all gone. Although it's a shame that these RTSs are now gone, but luckily, 8797 has been converted into a MetroCard bus, while 8971 has been preserved for the museum fleet, and 9207 is privately owned and is being restored as we speak. So, as for these 1995 to 96 Novabus RTSs, these buses are gone, but most certainly will not be forgotten, and will always be remembered as New York City Transit's 6th order of RTSs. So with that being said, this is Sonic 57053, wishing you guys to stay safe, stay healthy, and thanking you guys for watching.
I would never